Okay, here's a question. Is there a reason why after working on an unhappy organ or gland, and you bring it up to 95 to 100% happy, that a few days later you check it, it might be kind of unhappy again, it might have dropped back down to 30 or 40%. Okay, is that, well, definitely that can happen. Let me tell you something that I noticed when I was in practice. You guys will see this when you're working with clients, okay, or just working with family members. If somebody's really got some problems and they're really not feeling well, the first time or two that you work on them, it's not uncommon at all for them to make a really remarkable change for the better, okay? And maybe they'll just stay there and that's it and you're good, okay? And they're done. But sometimes when they make that remarkable change for the better, then they might be there for a day or so and then they might kind of slide back downhill again. And what I found, I mean, sometimes I would see people that had been in pain for decades, for example, or who would have terrible fatigue or other problems. I'd work on them, first visit or two, and they'd make this sudden dramatic change and they'd feel amazing, and then they'd kind of go back downhill again, and they would wonder what happened. Well, in cases like that where somebody's kind of bad off, I think that that's the body's way of telling you, you are on the right track, okay? Don't give up. Here's how you can be all the time. You can totally get well, and it might give you a little glimpse of that for maybe a day. Sometimes maybe it's only for a few hours, but hang on to that. Grab hold of that because that's the subconscious mind saying, wow, this is where I can go if you keep doing what you're doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's not uncommon. And we all have a certain load of imbalances. We all have a certain amount of imbalances that need to get fixed. And it's a matter of just working on those and correcting those. And so if you bring an organ up so it's 100% happy today, well, it's possible you might come back a few days later and it might have kind of slid back down again. But that's just it kind of waking up to its own little reality and realizing, you know, I still do have some issues. I was feeling great the other day, Shirley, but I realize now you need to help me a little bit more. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. That's kind of how that happens. Wasn't that interesting about the pernicious influences and the hot and cold? Ha. So